This video has the finest compilation of terrifying short horror stories to make your night out thrilling and fun. Prepare yourself for a spooky time with these ghost stories.
Story 1.
A room in the tower. A young man repeatedly gets a nightmare that he is visiting a friend's house, whose family is weird. The malevolent mother of his friend, Mrs. Stone, allots a dreadful room in a huge tower for him to retire. His nightmare repeats, but keeps varying every night, and the characters in the dream keep growing over the years. In his dream one day, Mrs. Stone expires and she is buried, but she still keeps assigning the same room to him. In the young man's normal life, his friend Clinton invites him for dinner one day. He is surprised to see that everything matches with the nightmare, but the personalities and names are different, and he has an enjoyable experience. Due to a thunderstorm warning, Clinton's mother advises him to stay with the family that night and allots a room that is similar to the one he sees in his nightmares. He is shocked at the resemblance. In the room, he finds a very old painting of Mrs. Stone. With the help of Clinton, he moves the painting to the hall. They are amazed to see their hands covered in blood, even though neither of them is injured. They go to bed, but the young man is unable to fall asleep and wakes up in horror to find Mrs. Stone standing on the top of his bed. She tells him that she is a vampire and is here to turn the young man into a vampire. They get into a fight and he manages to escape. When he rushes out of the room, Clinton comes out hearing the commotion. They discover that the portrait is back on the wall in his room. They get scared and flee away. An old newspaper carries the news that Mrs. Stone's coffin keeps erupting every day and has to be reburied.
Story 2.
Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights? Two best friends, Meg and Samantha, live in the same room of the college dormitory. Samantha goes out for a party with her date, while Meg stays back to study for the upcoming midterm exams. When Samantha returns from the party, the lights are all turned off. She does not switch on the lights as her friend is asleep. Early in the morning, Sam tries to wake Meg up to discuss the exams. As Meg doesn't respond, Sam hesitantly uncovers her face to wake her up. She gets horrified to discover Meg's face turned black and blue and falls on the floor in a state of shock. She observes that Meg's study table is all messed up and finds a creepy note on the wall. "Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights?" The murderer must have very much been in the room when Sam came the previous night.
Story 3.
Humans can lick too. This is a frightening story of a girl who was alone at home one night, for the first time. She has a dog to keep her company. The girl listens to the news about a serial killer on the loose. She goes to sleep after locking all the doors and windows but for one, which doesn't close. Suddenly, she is awakened by a dripping sound. Scared thoroughly, she tries to go back to sleep and puts her hand down on the bed for a reassuring lick from her dog. As the dripping sound continues, she goes to check on the taps in the kitchen, bathroom, and everywhere else, but finds nothing. She returns to her bedroom and puts the hand down again for the dog to lick. The dripping sound continues, and the girl is too frightened to fall asleep. But as her hand gets licked from under the bed, she slowly falls asleep. In the morning, When she opens the closet, she finds her dog killed and hanged upside down. The dripping sound was from the dog's blood. On the closet doors, she sees a message: humans can lick too.
Story 4.
The Vanishing Hitchhiker. This next eerie story is about a man driving home late in the night when he spots a girl asking for a hitchhike. The pretty girl is dressed in a beautiful white dress. The man offers her a ride, and they strike up an interesting conversation. He drops the girl at her home. The next day, while driving for work, he notices that the girl by accident has left her sweater in his car. He drives towards her home to hand over the sweater. An old lady opens the door when he rings the bell. He narrates the incident which occurred last night and gives the sweater to the lady. The lady refuses to accept it, saying he is mistaken. The man is surprised and questions the lady again. He is dumbstruck and left in an unsettling situation when the lady says her daughter died in a car accident a couple of years ago.
Story 5.
The Landlady. A young man, Billy Weaver, is traveling in a cold winter night and seeks a place to stay. After searching a lot, he comes across a boarding house. He rings the bell, and an old lady welcomes him inside. He signs the guest book and gives all the required details. While filling up the guest book, he reads the names and details of other guests who previously stayed there and finds their names quite familiar. The old lady offers some food and drinks to Billy, but he refuses as he is tired and wants to go to bed. However, they have a conversation over some tea. Billy notices some peculiar things about the living room. The parrot is sitting quietly in the cage, and a dog is lying near the fireplace. While talking, Billy asks about the other guests, and the lady starts saying strange things. She says that one of her guests, Mr. Mulholland, had nice, soft skin. The situation gets ominous. Billy asks if the parrot is alive. The lady says neither the parrot nor the dog is alive. He panics and wants to get out immediately. He realizes that the names that appeared familiar were the names given in the newspaper about people who mysteriously disappeared. Finally, Billy asks if there have been any other guests in the last 3 years at the boarding house. The lady says none but him.